Oh, oh, hello, my sweet. So won't you come with me? There's oh so much to show in this grim dark distillery. So if you like bullshit or want some hobby tips, this nightmare priest nigh unbinary hell world magnificent welcomes you. Hello, my sweets. Happy Halloween! It was me the whole time. Ha ha ha. So yeah, I put up a few decorations. Nothing too crazy. I got a kitty over here. He's good. Got this kitty. See, that's the thing. We got so many kitties. Yeah, you can't even see this kitty behind me. Bam. He's got wiggly legs. And yeah, put up some candles and some cat stuff. I'm sorry. Next year I will be better, I assure you. Good morning, Mowgli. Good morning, Possum. Happy Halloween. Trick or treat. Trick. Neon Genesis over the garden wall. Hell yeah. Get in the tree, Greg. Ah, spoopy decor. So spoopy. So today we are going to be doing some different kind of stuff. Grief is still wet. You know how grief is. Just can't help it. I'm funny. So I'm going to be putting texture on the 1490 Doom Castle that I printed out. To give you guys an example, I almost got all of it texturized, so it would be ready to be painted this morning after I stream, but some of it still needs to be done. Oh shit, we making making foot ghosts? How do you make a foot ghost? We might do that. I'm gonna look up what a foot ghost is. Foot ghost? We might. I can do that as a Halloween Halloween treat. You guys want me to make a foot ghost? I'll do it. You step in white paint and step on black paper and make a little ghosty face on it. I don't want to get my little feet wet. Can I trace my foot and like draw a little ghost face in it? Is that acceptable? My daughter is going to be a ghost. Hell yeah. Dude, ghosts are fun. Margot's always a vampire. No. Possum is not having it. Possum's just like, no, we're not doing the foot shit today. So yeah, okay, that works. That works too, guys. Here I am trying to give the people what they want. Spoopy kitties, spoopy candles, my feet. I know what you guys like. Quit pretending. So yeah, we gotta pick up on here. Yesterday, the vast majority of the castle, I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A couple more parts. No, we're not half-assing foot shit today. Fair enough. Okay, no, and I appreciate that, Possum. I don't know enough about the craft of foot ghosts, so I appreciate you making sure that I don't sink to a lower standard than we try to keep here at the Grimdark Distillery. So I appreciate that. Good looking out. Also, thank you all for enlightening me about foot ghosts. I might make some foot ghosts today, like not half-assed. Yeah, not half-assing foot shit today. So yeah, this is going to be a little weird and a little segmented because strange, I know, right? Let's get our cup of it's looking kind of gross. It always smells gross. Oh yeah, that is about what the cup looked like when I gave it to Tyler. It does not look good. We did it in kindergarten and the teacher would have you make the ghost and then like step in a bucket of water to wash the paint off immediately. I was going to say, that's wild. I would assume that they would be like, nope, we're not getting paint all over the place. But times have changed. Crusty. It's pretty crusty and gross. We just need a little bit of it, like we're gonna baste a cake. So the plan is to put texture on these. Greeblin should be done in, let me take a peep. I want to say like, okay, 8 minutes. So Greeblin will be done with the last two in 8 minutes, so we'll be able to finish the damn thing. But we're going to get those texturized. And then I think we're going to work on the Mordheim warband. We're going to do some sketching and some like character development, if that makes sense. Trying to get the plan set in stone before I start working on them, because it is October 31st, which means I've got 2 months, like almost exactly, to get my Mordheim warband done. So, and I need to make a couple models. I wrote it down in here. Yeah, I'll fuck with that later. Let's get to texturizing, guys. Crusty. Gotta get comfortable. I wore a spoopy shirt too. Probably can't tell, but it's a little demon kitty with bat wings and horns sitting in a summoning circle with candles. Fun. Oh, I forgot to send you the list. Yes, you did, but it's okay. So I did come up with a list. We'll get to the list after this. I'm just going to keep making a mess. I was just so distracted by the new board game. Oh, hell yeah. What game were you all playing, by the way? Did you win? Did anybody win? Is it a winning kind of game? Some games nobody wins. There's a couple games nobody wins, but I did win. Yay, tend. I've not heard of tend. Do you tend to a garden? That sounds cool. Man, I remember why I always wear cutoff shirts, because it's so hot over here when I wear a t-shirt. That's not me talking myself up. It's physically very warm. Okay, this is disgusting. We are past the point of it being glue and it's just chunky shit now. So we all know what that means. It's time to scrape this into our little bucket of goop. Get in there. Yeah, that's gross. That is awful. Real goopy. Nobody likes goopy glue. It smells suspicious. Suspicious. Which means we're gonna have to get some more glue. A couple floaters. It's a big point salad cozy game. Point salad cozy game. That sounds fun. Couple floaters. Yeah, it's gross. It's gross, man. So let's, excuse me, sir. Let's get our glue. Today, I've got to get shit cleaned and straightened. We are at like a new turning point. So trying to make sure that I don't fuck up. That's a good amount of glue. I'm going to do some rearranging, get the shop and the studio straightened up right. I'm gonna fucking email Dave because I didn't do it yesterday because I got a little too fucked up. Unintentionally. That was not fun. Lost most of my day. So luckily I was good to finish up last night. But Jesus, this is awful. Titebond is not the PVA glue to use for this, my friends. But I've got a gallon of it, so we're going to do it anyway. It's just not as thin as it needs to be. It's very thick. And it does not mix with water well. It doesn't really mix with water at all. I'm not going to use my water bottle. I'm going to actually use the water faucet. Oh, man. There are so many peanut jars in the sink. I look like a real trash. If you're wondering, hey, who's that trash boy? It's me. I'm the trash. Coolest part of Tend is you get a scratcher card. That is cool. That's not a usual game mechanic that you see. Or game aid. Is it a... Like, I love gambling. Oh, Mowgli. I can't gamble. I have, as you all can probably imagine, an extremely addictive personality. So there are just certain things I'm like, I can't get involved in that. That's going to be my life if I do that. Alrighty. But I support anybody's healthy habits. Right there. That looks good. Alrighty, like quit slinging glue all over yourself. That's disgusting. Got to make sure I don't get any glue on this kitty here, so we got to be clean. It's like a lesson in cleaning. It's like I'm the Karate Kid and he's Mr. Miyagi, you know what I mean? Working on me on that inside shit. Don't be a messy boy. I'm the messiest. And also a buffalo. But yeah, I'm thinking we'll do this, get some texture on here, that way I can get these painted. And then once that's done, we're at kind of where we need to be to start working on another project. We are not fucking with grief because it's wet. I think I've already said that. I will finish editing Piss Pants today if it kills me. Yesterday, I thought, hey, I got an idea. Let me do that in a not sober state of mind. Terrible idea. Terrible, Mr. Miyagi. Fuck, possum, that's so rad. Okay, hold on. As do I, do I don't. As do I don't. As do I don't. Okay, good. I think I understand. Then you go mining or chopping wood and you scratch off the card and see what the resources underneath. Cat on, cat off. Fuck, this is a gold mine. These are all kinds of good sayings. All right, taking a little bit of the hermit crab sand and we are just kind of randomly kind of peppering in, dusting it. We want to make sure we get the top of the battlements because they are definitely going to accumulate grime and crud over the centuries. Actually, I mean this might have been over the years. I don't know when most castles were built pretty early, right? Okay, baking soda powder. Now this we're just gonna add a little flavor in there. We kind of want them to fall in clumps. Can't really see. There we go. And this, essentially, if you are near old stone that's been out and exposed for a long time, you know that there are definitely places where it just kind of looks like more accumulated, like dirt, grime, lichen builds up, that kind of stuff. That's essentially what we're trying to stimulate. Not stimulate. Not stimulate. Simulate. We're trying to stimulate this castle real good. I know what it likes. A little book of sugar for later. Exactly. All right, there's one. I already did the other sides of this, but then got a little too crazy yesterday. Hey, if it isn't the Greeblin. Greeblin's done. All right, let's go get Greeblin stuff. I'm gonna grab super glue while I'm over here. Super glue, baby. Alrighty. Now the super glue is to glue the battlements onto the top. Let's see what it birthed. Let's see what's inside. Thank you very much, Greeblin. Oh yeah, I've got another thing to show you guys. Related to another game. Who would have guessed? It's a little toasty. So Greeblin was printing another battlement for the regular blocks. I've got that elsewhere. I'll grab it. And the little spots that hold the towers in place. Another tower. And another tower. I'll explain why we're printing more of those in just a second. I'm trying to make sure that this has as much consistency and when you put it all together as possible. All right, let me do a little bit of finagling over here. Thank you, Greeblin, for your service. Let's go with pink. Pink? Yeah. Fuck. Fuck. So I have run out of PLA, and instead of spending more money on PLA, I figured, hey, it's probably better to use some of the PETG that I've had. I know this might not mean dick to anybody. I'll go ahead and explain. I'll show and tell. Just so you guys have an idea of what the hell I'm talking about. So, like 100% of everything that I print, who'da thunk it? So, this is PLA. PLA, it just looks like plastic. This is the thing that spooled out everywhere and I got very upset. This is PETG, which is they're different. PETG is a little bit more functional. It's kind of like, I think most people know what ABS plastic is. ABS plastic is just like, if you're like, hey, that's made out of some pretty durable, like most things are roughly around like the consistency of ABS plastic. PETG is kind of like a poor man's ABS. It is not, it's an in-between durability of say PLA, which is good for gaming stuff, anything that's not going to have to like bear weight or anything. ABS is like, hey, if you're making something that is functional, you're probably going to use ABS, or you might use PETG. I picked up a bunch because they make it in a lot of clear colors. Here's the thing though, me who just purchased a printer for what I obviously purchased it for, thought, oh yeah, I'll probably use it for other stuff. I'm fucking not. You know I'm not. I'm just going to use it for printing out little toys. That's what I do, baby. So instead of just hoarding all this PETG for more months, I thought, hey, let's go ahead and use it instead of having to spend money right now. So yeah, I got to get Greeblin set up for printing with that, but oh hey, it might help if I feed any of these in there, huh? Sorry, I'll be right back. Just putting this in there so Greeblin can at least be like, hey, I know what that is. Alrighty, so grab the other little piece. It is in here. Where are you at? There you are. Alrighty. Plastic. Plastic. I just know that ABS is what you use for the trains or air brake systems. True. I've got, fuck. I just realized I've had Greeblin for a year now because when I bought Greeblin, I ordered some ABS because I thought, hey, that's another thing. If I need to make something practical, I have 3 rolls of ABS that I keep on hand. Just, when was the anniversary? I don't know. I don't know when Greeblin's anniversary was. I will have to look it up. I forgot. I'm sorry. It's been a year. Greeblin came. No, that was the other printers. My resin printers. My resin printers came when I was in Chicago last year. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know when I got Greeblin. Greeblin does look very disappointed in me. Shit. What was I gonna say? It was gonna be something. Yeah, the ABS. I've got some ABS that is orange, pumpkin orange. Oh, Jesus Christ. Piss. This super glue had a blowout. I just scraped off all the super glue on my table today. Are you kidding me? Okay. So, I printed out a bunch of different towers. You really don't need that many towers, as many towers as I have printed. However, I wanted to glue the battlements to them instead of having them just like clip in, because that way when we add, this is still warm. So when we glue this on there, we want to be able to put the dirt in the cracks and whatnot. And if we don't do that, oh yeah, no, I'm trying to work on that. I just got to get my shit together and focus. But a nonprofit is really what I would like this to turn into. And the fact that, I mean, technically, I could try to register as a religious organization due to the Satanic Temple. That is it's on my radar, but I'm also just like, that seems like a pretty quick way to get me burned at the stake, and I don't really want that. So I'm probably gonna have to look more into that with someone who knows what the fuck they're talking about. But yeah, so we're just gluing these cult. It's not a cult. First off, but yeah, no, had a weird little morning, just being like, what the fuck am I gonna work on? Because grief is wet. And I've got a bunch of stuff that I need to do, but it's just like, I need to take time to clean my work area, get the studio and the shop set up, because I'm like now at a point that I can say, hey, I've made something, and go to the people that I need their help and say, this is what I'm doing. I need you to do blank. Now they can see the picture because I have made the things. So I need to make sure that I have got that in a presentable manner. So I'm gluing the battlements to the top of these buildings. That way we can just change them out. The ones that do not have windows are going to just be essentially stacks, like risers. That way they just kind of fit there. So we're going to, while we will paint this, we're not going to texture it because we want to make sure that it stays very easy to clip on there. My bad, Papa. Totally normal religious. You're good. No worry. It's an easy mistake. A lot of people are like, that's a cult, right? And I'm just like, no, of course not. Completely normal. So yeah, okay, fuck, you're right, Mowgli. That's that. Yeah, then the joke doesn't work if it's in any way affiliated with any. It's like shit. Okay, and that's another thing. Yeah, I've thought about this. Yeah, I wouldn't want sand in between. Yeah, I remember now. I did think about that. That I was like, no. That's not going to help the argument of it's not a cult at all. So I really need to stay away from that. Good call. Full disclosure, just working out the kinks live where anybody can see it, so you know, yeah, no, it's not a cult. It's nowhere near organized enough. Fun fact, that's how the Wehrmacht escaped a lot of war crime accusations. Is not being organized enough to be considered quote unquote an organization. Horrifying. Horrifying to think about. We are not like that. Other than just being disorganized. They were too organized. Let me rephrase that. I'm not too organized. And I have good intentions. And yeah. I don't know. I had a little breakdown. It's just like I yesterday realized I have such a hard time asking for help that I would rather try to learn plausible deniability. Ugh. Yeah, I would rather try to learn everything myself than to have to rely on others. And it's just like, man, I've got to fucking work on that. Like, for real. So that was one of my little breakthroughs yesterday that I had. Especially when I've got people that are like, I want to help you. Let me help you. There's just something about, it's a trust thing. I have trust issues. Ooh. Ooh. It's pretty hard not to, though. Like if you've put yourself out there before, there's a lot of people out there that really don't have your interest in mind. So, but I am trying to turn over a new leaf and be more open and be what other people need me to be for myself as well. Take the advice that I try to give. That was one of the breakthroughs I had yesterday. So today I am going to focus and I'm going to get the shit done that I need to get done because I have already made the contacts that I need. I just need to talk to them and tell them that I do need help, and there's nothing to be ashamed of about that because they want to help. What would Eli do? I don't need no man. I don't need no man. What would Eli say to do? That's me. I don't need no help. Exactly. It's hard. It's hard to let those walls down. Well, that worked out really well time-wise for old Greeblin helping us. Because, yeah, we would have been out of things to put texture on. Also, Greeblin printed it anyway, so it's just like I wouldn't have it if it wasn't for Greeblin. I appreciate you, Greeblin. I will look up the day of your anniversary, and we will make a thing of it. We'll make some changes, and we'll make it a tradition. What about orange plastic? So I do have, I have an orange roll of ABS. That's what the whole thing was coming down to. And I was like, oh shit, it's been a year, because that was a Halloween special color that Bamboo Labs did. Greeblin's death will be sadder than the Queen's. Oh, Greeblin will be eternal. I will not let Greeblin go peacefully into that night. We will resurrect Greeblin no matter what it takes. It is the way. Greeblin's like, I can die? What? What the fuck? Alrighty. Man, it's a little bit quieter now without both of them going in here, but we can work with that, you know? Hey. This is how horror movies start. You're like, yeah, no, absolutely. Man, it got a little quieter in here. Yesterday when I was like not good, I had a real like, fuck, this is straight up how a horror movie starts. But like Kelly got home and she was looking for me, and it's just like I was thinking about in my head how nightmarish it is, like to be like, oh hey, I gotta go find my husband. Where is he? And it's just like, oh yeah, I'm just kind of like hanging out on the floor. But all you hear when you're like, babe, are you there? It's just Greebo and Greeblin just. It's just a very like intense kind of sound coming from the basement if you're like trying to find somebody and you don't know where they are. I was like, man, that's some pretty good horror right there. The situation sucked, but good horror nonetheless. You gots to be responsive trilatrans. That's what it comes down to. Better check the grungin. Where's my husband? I better check the grungin. Oh no. Greebo and Greeblin have become sentient and have started to feast upon him. That's nightmarish. Okay. Little bit of texture, little bit of texture. Doo-doo-doo. Oh, hey. Move my hand. Yeah, Greeblin's going really quiet. Oh yeah, no, I had another thing to show you guys. That's what Greeblin finished today, or this morning. I'll show you what Greeblin made. You guys are gonna like it. So I already showed you all the little... Okay, binders, books, notebooks. I already showed you guys the mausoleum, but I printed out this tile. This is one of the tops. This is one of the tops from Terra Blocks. This is what everything sits on. The detail's fucking nuts. I'm very, very, very pleased. Like, It's good. So the Terra Blocks table, I have a couple different ones. Well, I have a couple different tables that are kind of like this that I've got files for that I'm working on printing. This one is part of a 2x4 that has a very large cathedral, and then outside the cathedral is this little cemetery. The whole thing, when it's printed, is 2x4. So underneath, we have inside of this mausoleum that leads down into the catacombs. And then it's got little pegs here for it to sit on top of the layers that go underneath. Yeah, it's very detailed, very well detailed. There are still variations in the plastic, like there we go. You can still see just a little bit of like the print lining, just because I'm printing with a .04, not a .02. And even then, I don't think it's noticeable on a .02, especially if we can just take a little bit of baking powder and cover that up. But it's essentially everything is like almost keyed to where it has a set point that it fits in, and it looks fucking sick. Very, very well designed. Really, really, really pleased with Terra Block stuff. That's my endorsement of it. I like your stuff, dudes. Yeah, that looks fucking rad. So, world building, every rock has tiny veins. Exactly. So I'm pretty excited. This, and it's very fortunate, so because it prints out to be a 2x4, and because it was designed, it was designed to be printed on the printer that I have, which is wonderful, because it means I don't have to do a damn thing other than hit print. I hate wasting time with STLs, because my brain is not made to work with computers. It's just not. So yeah, these are 8 inches by 8 inches, these little blocks. You put these together to get, 2 feet, which would be what, 8? 7. 7 of these will be the 4, and then 5? Is it 5? 8, 8, no, 3. 3. Yeah, 3 times 8 is 24. So yeah, anywho, why that's important is Necropolis is played on a 16 by 16, which means this is an 8 by 8. So if we print out 4 of these, put them together, we have a very nice little board already done for us, and we don't have to do all the work of cutting wood, trying to make it nice and smooth on the sides, using crazy filler. Fuck it, make a mile-long campaign. So yeah, that's the plan with Trench Crusade, but we're working on that. We're not going to be able to jump into that until sometime next year. But that's why I've been printing that cathedral and Grimdale and everything that can fit into a World War I setting, is because I want to play a campaign that the map for the campaign is the scale of my backyard in 28 millimeter. I want to, on a very nice day where no chance of rain, or in a streak of madness where I just replace all of my grass with AstroTurf, I could go out there and I could just fill the entire backyard with a functioning board. That's the size map that I want to have, and I really want to play with it being able to evolve over time. But whenever we play games, we're just zooming in on a 4x4 section. But as long as I have it mapped out correctly, let the buggies crawl on your world. Exactly. I love the buggies. So many buggies. While I'm up, wintergreen. Yeah, I'm really excited about that. Yeah, I've got the second one printing right now, and I will get old Greeblin going after the stream. I don't want to do that on stream. Takes a while. I don't want to be ignoring you guys. So, where the hell did that go? Here it is. Back to the texturing at hand. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get a little bit of our and put it all over this side now. It's just PVA glue. So maybe you don't know. Yeah, that's another thing. It definitely is prone, once it's first mixed and it hasn't separated as much. Titebond definitely is more prone to getting clumpy and chunky because it's trying to activate the glue. And we don't want that. We don't want all of the little cracks to be filled in. We want them to be there somewhat still. Get some in that windowsill. Alrighty, and now the baking powder. I'm gonna adjust the camera. This is where I'm going to be holding it. So let's get that more in the focus. Right there. Yeah. Hey. Hey, big tough guys. Grebo is working away. I'm trying to work too. Gonna have a productive day. That's what I say. Gonna write an essay. That's what I say. Salt Bay. Exactly. That's all I could think of whenever I was doing it yesterday. I was just like, yeah, just put a little seasoning on there. But yeah, I figured we'd get this texture on here. That way these are closer to being done. I can paint them. Now that I have painted a shit ton of 1490 Doom Terrain, I have a better system in place of knowing how to paint without wasting time. So I'm very excited to get that done. Shankly, welcome, deadass. Hell yeah. Putting some texture on these guys. Shankly, what kind of bases? You're a square base guy. I already know this. I already know the answer. You like them square bases. I'm such a round base weirdo. I just really like round bases. But I understand that Mordheim uses square because Fantasy used square. So triangle? I like either, really. Oh, okay. I mean, I have to check to see what everyone said in the Discord. And also I put a thing up on Instagram, a poll. Because I know people are really passionate about Mordheim. Like, turns out if you're like, hey, I want people to talk about Catboys, all you gotta do is involve Mordheim in it, and they're like, okay, well, I just like anything Mordheim. So. Alright, let's hold it like that. Depends on the models to me. See, I think I always am just happier with a circle base, because I feel like it just seems, something about it feels right for me, where it's just like, yeah, that seems like the perfect size little shape to encapsulate, almost like a little bell jar without the jar. That's kind of how it comes to me. But I realize that there are other shaped containers. I've got quite a few little shaped square display cases, boxes, what have you. So I get it. I'm stuck in my ways. Also, I've never done anything fantasy outside of like Warcry kind of things, or making models. Just, yeah, I've not done anything fantasy that was not on circle bases either. Alrighty. I think that's good. Let's put it in there with the fan. You too. I've got a fan pointed directly at all these pieces in here in the spray booth to hopefully help them dry faster. This is a lot of castle. This is a lot of hassle, but I'm so fucking funny. Everybody loves me. Da-da-da, da-da-da. Off the camera, but I'm coming back, don't worry. That's good. That's good. Okay. Huzzah. Oh, wait. Hey, here's another one. This one's already dry, though. So this one does not need to be right there. It can actually... fuck it. I'm going to put it in here so I don't lose it. I got to make some space for the rest of these towers. Move these real quick. I will be right back. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry, fam. Yeah, there we go. I made so much space. Now I've got so much room for activities. Or parts of castle. Parts of castle mainly, not so much activities. Depends on the maybe. What's your dream Warhammer Fantasy army? See, that's it. I don't really... Fantasy's just not as much of a thing for me. But it would probably be chaos of some kind. It would be chaos. Probably undivided. Do you think famous people have a secret gaming group? I don't know. I feel like I want to say at one point in time I read that Robin Williams was big into 40K, and that he did have a local gaming group that he would go and hang out and play with. I don't know if that was true or not, or if that's real. The internet, you know. Okay, so based on OG models. Oof. Okay. So it has to be, it's not like, oh, I'm going to convert everything, but based on original fantasy models. Now, are we talking like OG, like metal? Or are we talking just like, yeah, anything GW's made that's plastic? Lizardmen are up there as far as like some of the plastics. Metal, just metal. That's a very, very good question, Shankly. It's probably still going to be chaos, though. Even with the metal models being there. I am just such not a metal model guy. I really can appreciate and I like, because they were all sculpted. I love that. But working with them is my favorite part is building, cutting it up, hacking it apart, making it like unique and mine entirely. So I don't ever want to be like, oh man, thinking about the, yeah, somebody took time to sculpt that. Then I get like stuck in my head of like, oh, I want to do, you know, do their work and their hard work, you know, justice with what I add to it. So often with metal models, I find myself kind of caught in like a middle ground where it's just like, I would like to do blank with it, but I really just want to cut everything up and rebuild it, mainly because he would be a zombie. Like imagine sitting at the local spot, one who walks in, I would shit myself. That, yes, yes. I'm kidding. Let's charge the person's art. Change this person's art with AI. That, yeah, that's how we get the bunny in here. We gotta get the big bucks. We gotta start using AI for everything in the distillery. I mean, technically, Greeblin and Grebo are both AI, but they're wonderful and we love them. They're on our side. They're helping me pollute the world instead of my normal interactions with AI, where I am helping it pollute the world with nonsense. I had a bit of an arc where I just made a lot of AI artwork, most of which was inspired. And by inspired, I mean centered around Jackie Chan. Made a whole... I played for a little bit, and I need to add you, Shankly. Also, when you called me, I was not awake. I pretty much was a zonked zombie yesterday for hours. It sucked. Fucked up. Lost a lot of time. But I still got all the stuff I needed to get done by pushing through it. Except for, you know, the things that I've been saying I'm going to do for days, but that's because I had the breakthrough of realizing I hate asking for help. It's so good. Yeah, I died a couple times, which I don't think I fully understood what the game was until I got in it, and then I was just like, oh, okay, so it's... I thought that it was like a extraction game like Left 4 Dead. But I was like, no, it does remind me a lot more of Rust, because once you like get in there, it's just kind of like every man for himself. And it's just like, there's also robots, but mainly I was killed by other people. And there is something very intense about like hearing somebody in the same building that you're in, like while you're like slinking around looking through like crates and stuff. And then you just hear somebody upstairs just go, no, don't shoot, don't shoot. And I'm just like, stop looting, pull out my gun, slowly back into a corner and just watch the door for a little bit. Oh yeah, me too, man. No, I play it like I would play it like if I was there, where it's just like, well, I'm gonna be staying alive. Not getting me. You're not getting me, baby. I'm gonna go hide in the fucking apartments up here and wait like a psycho for like 10 minutes. Yeah, I've yet to have a successful extraction. Again, I didn't play for very long, like maybe 45 minutes, but I died a couple times, killed a couple guys, never made it home. But yeah, it's fun, and I definitely would like to play together. I think that would be a blast. I also ran into a group of people that were working together, and it's just like, that's scary. Only died once. Didn't have any interactions with players. Oh man. Every time that I get anywhere that I'm like, I need to go there, the setting is awesome. I need to answer that question. I think it's Chaos. I'm going to stick with Chaos. I think if I was going to build a all-metal, old hammer army, I think I would still play Chaos. Trying to think of what other races there are that maybe could give them a run for their money, but I think it's just Chaos. Yeah, and it's probably because those are the models that I've seen the most of, if that makes sense. Like looking at old GW books and whatnot. I mean, shit, it's Chaos. It's Chaos without a doubt. The Realm of Chaos books have so many good models in there that I'm like, I would enjoy that, like playing with that. I think from a time standpoint, I get so much more out of converting than I do painting and playing and all that. I love playing too, so. The converting is my favorite part, and then probably playing, and then painting is last for me. Which I can absolutely get really in the vibe of enjoying painting, but it's not. I enjoy painting. I just would rather be doing the other parts all the time. I'm only ever truly happy when I'm sculpting. Dark Elf, baby. I know you're all about those Dark Elves. Which I like Dark Elves too. Don't get me wrong. But I just need more chaos in my life. Even though I have so much. I'm really excited to work on some Beastmen. Despite a lot of people needing me to make some Muppets. And I'm a Dark Elf baby. Dark Elf baby, come into your house. Dark Elf baby, what's it doing in there? Probably something spoopy. I'm so gassy today. I want to fart and ask my cook if he smells popcorn. That is horrifying, Mowgli. I hate that. Oh. I'm not like yucking your yum, or if my coworker did that, I would be very upset. I was just like, I can't believe you've just done that to me. But I know some people would like that. Most of my old coworkers would like that. They'd be like, hell yeah, I like that. And I don't know. one of my coworkers for years was just like, you are just too prude and too proper. And it's just like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. I just don't like, not a big fart joke guy. That's about it though. Anything else weird, and that's not really weird, but anything else, just like, oh, I can get weird and creepy, baby. You want weird and creepy, I got you. I just don't. I don't like people to know that I've got bodily functions, so I try to keep it a secret forever. Forever. All right. Wait a minute. I already blamed it on the toddler's hair I was cutting this morning. I like that, Steve. That's good. Get his little stinker. Let her rip, man. Not safe to hold it. Not the politics argument at work. So I don't know if it's. I don't think we had any politics arguments. I think it was just unless fart politics are a thing, in which case I am a stark conservative. It's the only thing I'm conservative about in my entire life. Just like, I don't need to hear that. I don't need to do that in front of you. You all don't need to know that I have bodily functions. I don't do that. I don't know. Brain's weird, man. I never said it wasn't. In fact, I have said many times, I don't know, I'm just fucking weird as hell. Things that I'm okay talking about, and then things that I'm like, no. Eli is the Joe Rogan of farting. Maybe. I don't know. Again, this is the same conversation I had with Shankly. I don't want to be compared to Joe Rogan at all. But I feel like I don't know enough about the situation or him or anything because I've never listened to him. I don't feel like I know enough about him to be like, am I like that? No, I'm not like that, I don't think. Do I know anyone who is? I don't think so. I don't know. Why did humors insert itself into my sentence? I work at a barbershop in Kentucky. I'm covered in tumors supporters that I make uncomfortable. Yeah, I get that. I didn't even think about that. That's very good. You're my Joe Rogan, popular streamer. Gotcha. Well, thanks. Hi, Star. The humors. I had to argue about healthcare costs with my boss. Oh my God. Like the yellow bile? Oh yeah. I have a humor tumor in black bile. I am probably sanguine. Any time the red, which is part of why RedWetSkeleton's red. I really like the color red. I'm quite bold and passionate, and that's not me being like, oh, talking my shit. It's more of like self-awareness. I'm very aware that there's just part of me that feels very just like fine being like, here it is with most things, and my feelings are typically one of them. But if not sanguine, melancholy. It's part of the reason why I really loved in the Horse Heresy books the Mournival. Such a good concept of using a kind of little group, and I mean I kind of do that myself, but it's not as on the nose. But having people that I go to for certain things because I value their opinion, because they are the ones that I feel like are the most informed on that emotional state. Just a good checks and balances. I think everybody needs checks and balances. I know I benefit very well from them. Not to get too heavy. Hello, you guys are at work today while watching? Hey, yep. I am the one who comes for your employees and distracts them in the night. Or the morning. Typically the morning. 8 to 10 Eastern Standard Time. So, yeah, it's me. I left the corporate world to wage war against the corporate world from the comfort of my basement. Now, whether that means... not even corporate world, just the functional world itself. If you're working, listen to me. I'll distract you. Wink. Tee-hee. I didn't learn how to twerk in these comfy sweats for the power of good, I'll tell you that much. Mwahaha. It's still kind of hard, though, if I'm going to be honest. Twerking ain't easy, baby. Alrighty. Heck, the work ethic. Exactly. Steve, you need to watch Come and See. So yes, I brought that up to Kelly. We did not watch it last night because we had stuff going on, but it is on the list and we will probably watch it this weekend. I'm gonna fly like an eagle, like Mowgli. Flying like an eagle, like Mowgli. I was flying like an eagle too much yesterday, and it had a big impact on my productivity, mental space, all of it. Moral of the story is, be responsible. And don't become a slave to your addictions, a slave to darkness. Willpower, babies. But I had a lot of good mental breakthroughs yesterday, so that's good. Sometimes an unintended trip into your trauma vault is a good thing. Not often. A lot of times it's just the worst thing. But yesterday it was good. It did help me kind of work through some shit that I was really needing to address, and now that I don't have 1490 to distract me, it's like, hey, it's time to deal with that thing that we've been putting off for months, and that is asking people for help. I just have such a fucking hard time with it. I just do not want to ask for help. I don't feel like I ever have the means to explain what I'm thinking or communicate properly. So it's just like, I know that I need to have like blank, blank, blank so I can show you what I'm talking about. I've got that now. I've built the thing. I've got enough of a piece of the puzzle done that I can show you what I need help with, to the people that I need to reach out to. It's just the fear of reaching out is crushing. It's devastating, actually. And it's just like, man, Kelly is absolutely, I mean, my rock. But her just being like, yeah, you know, the people that you need to talk to have already said they want to help you. But it's just getting so caught up in my own head of like, do they actually, or are they just trying to be nice? It's just, there's just so many, it's so hard to tell. And I don't want to be a burden. That's it. Just a lot of shit. I got a lot of shit that I got to work on. But I know that kind of working it out here helps. And it can help anybody else that is feeling like that, because just finding out that you're not the only fucking person that feels the way that you feel is very, very, very powerful. It's definitely had a big impact on me. And on that note, I have got to go pee. Do you actually can't tell if they were genuine or not? So all the people that have said yes, they were very genuine. And they are close friends. Like, they're people that, like, when I see them in public, we both get like little giddy schoolgirls and run and like hug each other and then just kind of goof around and stuff. And then it's just like, they do the thing that I need help with. Like, I have made the connections that I need. I just need to, and I have everything that I need at this point. I need to ask for help, and that's so fucking hard for me. Like, because for my entire life, I've just been like, I need to do this myself. I don't need to rely on anyone else. That's why Fur and Teeth was a two-piece. Fur and Teeth was a two-piece because Sean and I were trying to cut out any hang-ups. Like, it was just, there's only two people that need to, you know, it's other than a one-man band, a two-piece is the absolute most streamlined way you can do something. But I do not like drums. I do not want to play drums. I love listening to them. It's just different. I don't have any desire to hit stuff because I'm always afraid I'm going to break it. I'm very, very finicky. Same here too. I'm more of a giver all the time. That's it. It's just like I just don't like asking for help on anything. I'd rather show that I can do it myself. But yeah, that's a lot to put on you guys. But I'm gonna go pee real quick. I will be right back, my sweets. Just got to play the suitcase. What does that mean? What does play the suitcase? I'm so curious. I don't know. What's in the suitcase? I brought you all along for the break today. I spilled weed in my coffee. No, I gotta go pee. Yeah, thanks. I'll be right back, guys. Oh, fuck, and I also have like half a thing of coffee here. I thought that we weren't gonna get a lot done. We got so much stuff that we've been doing. You guys think I'd go viral if I drowned myself on coffee on stream? I'll be right back.
She's made of bronze and stone. And I'm just fur and teeth and blood and bitter angry bones.
And we're back. Bum ba da bum 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 bum. Oh boy, what did I miss? Saw a video today of pregnancy cravings. She's made of bronze and stone. Now I'm just fur and teeth, blood and bitter angry bones. I miss Roz and JJ. Me too. Oh, speaking of, have you tried dipping your french fries in an ice cream? No, oh my gosh, what? Well, maybe like a Frosty, yes. I have dipped a fry in a Frosty. I know Kelly is a fan of that. I'm one of those like weird kids is like, yeah, I didn't like my food to touch. I can't eat certain colors. Like, oh, hell yeah, thank you, Possum. I will see how it compares to my own. We're almost done with this. It's heaven on earth. Man, I felt that way about the McGangbang the first time I had one, and then I had another one. And whoo boy, I felt so sick and wished that I was just like, I will never make this mistake again, and I never did. That's the side of the tism. So yeah, I mean, clearly. I think we're all aware of that at this point. I think much like other things that I'm like, hey man, I think I got this thing going on. When I finally say that, everyone's just like, I thought you knew. It's like after 30 years finally dealing with like my very rampant ADHD and explaining to my friend Sam, I was like, hey, I think I have this, and he just could not stop laughing because he was just like, I thought you were very aware. It's very clear that you do. And it's just like, yeah, I've just been telling myself that I haven't and that it doesn't exist my entire life. Repression. The McGangbang. The McTism. Fuck. There also have an existing color catch up like blue, red, yellow, and green. Yeah, I can't do that. It's awful. I cannot. Last year, maybe it was the year before, for Thanksgiving, my sister-in-law made deviled eggs, but she like, or no, I think actually it was for Easter, but they were colored, like, and hot damn, I could not eat them. I just can't, I can't do it. I don't like food coloring in my foods. There's definitely some association that I've made at some point in my life that it's in there, and I'm just okay with it, so I don't think I needed to dig around in my vault to find it and fix it, because I don't want to fix it. I'm okay with just not being able to eat certain colored things and having foods touch. Now, I don't like them, it's all about consistency. It's all about consistency, you know what I mean? Like, if something is really soft and mushy, I don't want it touching something, I don't want it touching really anything. Now, if it's just like, oh, mashed potatoes, yeah, mashed potatoes, you eat those with certain things, like dressing, turkey, but I'm not making the slop in my belly before I put it in my mouth, if that makes sense. Okay, we're covering a lot of stuff here. That's a sound. I also have what? I'm a fan of, I'm sure I'm touched, but doesn't like what? McTism. I love the fucking fever dream of a chat that we have. I love it. I love it so much. The McGangbang. I will explain this. I will explain the dark art of how you make a McGangbang. Step 1. You're going to need a McDouble. You take a McDouble, and then you need to acquire, by any means, a McChicken. And it's very carefully, you need to separate the McDouble in half. And then, again, very carefully, you take the McChicken and you stick it in the middle. And then you just put it back together and you eat it. And the first time you eat this, you'll be like, why is this not on the menu? And I'll tell you why. It's not on the menu because it's the only thing people would ever buy. There would only be one meal, the McGangbang, and they realized that they fucked up. That was where my head was after I had my first one. It's called McChicken Burger. So, I mean, I kind of get that, but it was introduced to me under the other name. It must have been must have been drunk as fuck. Maybe. Probably. Yeah, that was when Sean and I lived together back in like prime fur and teeth days. That was one of the things that we got really into was. So when I moved in with Sean, it was after like a bit of a, not a crisis, but an identity, like, hey, I'm figuring out who the fuck I am. I moved in with Sean. I stopped going to the gym. I had been going to the gym every single day. And when I did not go to the gym, it's because I was working out by running or that kind of stuff. I moved in with Sean and I stopped doing those things. And I was like, what do I want to do? And I started to drink beer, those kinds of things. And then I end up, yeah, you know, sometimes I'm like, yeah, let's just put a McChicken inside of a McDouble. What's the worst that could happen? And then you're like, man, that's great. And then you try to get it again. You're just like, I can't do this. Oh my gosh. It's like everybody's body has one of those, like you're prepared to take one of those in your lifetime, but you try to eat another one, you're just like, I'm gonna get so sick. It's just too much. It's just too much all the time. But yeah, there's that. Another really fun thing that we did, it's so fun. We got these cups, these big red plastic cups that, I'm trying to think of how big they were. 24 ounces, that's easy. I can eat anything you like. Test me. I don't know what to tell you to eat as long as it's edible. I don't know what to tell you to eat. I don't know how to test you on this. Hair. Just a cup of hair. True, Yuri. Very true. Hair's edible. Anywho, I got distracted. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the cups. So we got these giant plastic cups. They are 24-ounce cups. And that is key because what you need to do requires 24-ounce cups. It's very simple. You take a beverage called Ski. Ski is a Kentucky beverage. It is essentially, when you have Mountain Dew, the part of Mountain Dew that you're like, it's got a little kick to it. Like, it's if they made Mountain Dew with all that. Like, there's nothing toning it down. It's just like, oh, that is harsh. It's a harsh beverage. So you take a 12 ounce of Ski and you take your 24-ounce cup and you just pour. Now, Ski is not like literally, wait, some glue is edible. We're not going to get into that, but some glue, yes, some glue is absolutely edible. Now, by that, I mean some glue is made to be eaten and other glue is, don't eat glue unless it's edible. You'll know when it is because it'll say that it is. So, coffee. You take a 24-ounce cup, you pour an entire can of Ski in it, and then you take a can of Budweiser, and you pour the entire can of Budweiser in that, and you now have 24 ounces of what we effectively called beer Ski. It tastes really good. It will never get you intoxicated. You will drink all night long. It just tastes good, but you just feel like shit. That's beer Ski, baby. We no longer have the cups because we left them at, yeah. There's edible glue. Sometimes you need to be able to glue things. I'm not going to get into it. There is edible glue. Oh no! I don't really know. So, box question, what else is edible but not intended to eat? I'm sure we could spend a while on this. What else is edible but not intended to eat? Cat food. Cat food. Packing peanuts? No. Okay, well, I think actually I have been corrected on this. Now there are edible packing peanuts because enough kids ate packing peanuts that they made it to where it's like, yeah, it won't kill you if you eat that. My friend Ed was one of those kids that you can thank for that, because I made the joke about, oh yeah, man, and we just bust out a whole bag of packing peanuts and we just nom 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 nom, and he was just like, no, like I did that. They have to pump your stomach, and I was like, what? And he was like, yeah. When I was a kid, I ate like a whole thing of packing peanuts, and then my mom walked in the room and was just like, oh my god! And they took me to the hospital, and I had to get my stomach pumped, and it sucked. So, yeah. Yeah, it's for accidental ingestion, not just sitting down and going to town on them like you would like a bag of chips. That is not the intent. Candies that makes your tongue with colors. Yeah. Huh. Iodine tablets? Those are edible, right? Fuck. Iodine tablets are edible, right? Are they? I don't know. I don't want to tell people what to eat. I'm sure I've got some weird shit in here that is like, you can eat it, but you're not supposed to. Baking soda, right? You can eat baking powder. It's not good. I might not understand this. I might not understand the question. The chat is confusing me. That's a fucking old voting joke. And a bad one. I can do better, I'm sorry. The anticipation. What is edible, but you're not really supposed to eat? Hair is the first thing I keep coming to. Why can't I get past hair? I got hair on the brain. I'm hair-brained. I'm so fucking funny and everybody loves me. Okay. We have this bubble gum candy called Yaki locally, and yes, they make your tongue colored because of their coat, and it is sour. Ooh. Johnny, when we went to Adepticon last year, we went to, I'm not going to remember the name of it, but man, I absolutely love it. It is an Asian market in Chicago, and I could fucking live there. Like, straight up, I could just figure out, if I could figure out how to hide in there, I could just live there, because it's got all the stuff. It's all the good stuff. But he picked up a thing of chewing gum called Black. And it is black. I mean, it's black. Just no color whatsoever. Mouse is covered in powder. You walk down here, you can be like, man, you just cutting that shit on your desk with your mouse? I'm like, yeah. You didn't think I was going to count that shit? Got a 93% yield, baby. But yeah, so putting up the baking soda. And let's put up this hermit crab sand. Look at us. We're cleaning, guys. We're doing it. Y'all didn't think I'd ever... Wait a minute. That's not, that's baking soda. I put the wrong fucking top on. So, black. I believe it turns your teeth or your tongue black. I don't remember. But I remember very starkly how in pain Johnny seemed to be while chewing it, because it is like spearmint or peppermint turned up to 10,000. So like, it was so minty that it like just almost like a brain freeze, which I didn't know was a thing that could happen. But he's just like, oh my God. And it's just like, yeah, I could tell, not faking it. Like, it sucked. It's just too much spearmint, you know? You can't put that much spearmint in your body. It's got to come out. So, we got our desk all cleaned up. Let's get a little bit of this glue off. Oh man, look at all that powder. Let's get this nice and clean so we can get a book on here and not fuck our books up. Right, fam? Right. And we'll probably spend the next 30 minutes or so doing a little world building, brainstorming kind of stuff. for them kitty boys that we gotta make. We gotta make a whole bunch of kitty boys. I don't know why I shook that like I was wondering if there was fucking lead in it. The fucking eraser is off of here. Pineapple should be... Okay, well now, I just saw that. I'm gonna have to sit down here. Accidental ingestion. Candies that make your tongue with colors. It looks toxic. You know what's in edible circus peanuts? Yeah, I've never... yeah, I can't. It sounds like curse gum. It does. You used to drink water named BLK. Yeah, it's black. Had tons of minerals in it. Oof. Man, that sounds gnarly. I love pineapple on pizza. I cannot eat pineapple not on pizza. Pineapple is one of those things that's just like, oh, you love pineapple. And I'm just like, on pizza? And she's just like, well, do you want some of this that I just cut up? And I'm like, no. I can't do that. But if you put it on a pizza with bacon, or Canadian bacon, if you will, I never claimed not to be a heathen or a witch, Possum. That's why you all love me. And yes, heathen witches need pineapple on pizza. Heretic, that too. Always have claimed to be that. I can't do cooked fruit like pies. Oh, no, I don't eat like 99% of fruit. If it offered. Fortunately, I do on pizza, yes, but I won't like it. Hey, I can do pineapple on pizza, but the pineapple has to be uncooked. Huh. You should try French fries dipped on Coke or ice cream. Yeah, I've had a fry dipped into a Frosty, and while it does taste okay, the textures are just too much for me. That I don't like to think about it. And I'm just like, this is too much. I'm just gonna eat them separately. But man, I love a good Frosty. You know, sometimes you find an old hat and you put it on a snowman and he comes to life. Frosty. I'm hilarious. That's a bad joke. It's a bad joke. What do you think, silly little kitty? Let's get our candles here. Let's bust out the old binder. More time. So, we're gonna need a little sketchbook. Let's do some sketching. Let's sketch some kittens. Silly little kittens. Gonna sketch them up. Drink all my coffee. I did it. Well, okay. Let's adjust this. Sorry, hopefully this is not just boring as shit watching me kind of sketch. But now I'm craving it. Oh man, I need to have my guilty pleasure of eating fries on Sunday ice cream on Monday at work. Can't wait to talk to you about this move. I'm itching like an addict. About this move? Peanuts and Coke? What move has got you itching like a addict? It got me itching like an addict. I said, goddamn baby girl, that ass shaking like a habit. But you like the aggro crag, baby. Gotta get a piece of that righteous rock. You guys know the aggro crag, right? You all know what I'm talking about? The aggro crag, do people know what the aggro crag is anymore? The world's so fucked up now. I never know. I never know if people know about the things that I'm like, how do you not know about that? For those of you not in the know, the aggro crag is this giant fucking mountain that like is covered. It's just like an obstacle course that like will blast the shit out of you with like confetti and all this kinds of stuff. And there's smoke machines everywhere, and you put children through it. You throw the children at the aggro crag and you make them climb to the top. Aggro crag. Yeah, I really like the aggro crag. All right, got that out of my system. Oh, movie. Gotcha. My favorite move is Hadouken. I like quarter circles, especially when they're forward. Dragon punch motions are the devil. Let's see, what's my favorite move? the sound. The sound is supposed to be from the main character's perspective, so there's selective hearing at times. That's so fucking rad. Forward, down, down, forward. What the fuck is that shit? Man, you want to talk about some shit. Ghost of Yote. If any of you all have played Ghost of Tsushima, you will be familiar with the bamboo cutting. Like, you have to cut bamboo to hone like your skill level and whatnot, or spirit. But Ghost of Yote, because it deals with like dual wielding and shit like that, actually is really fucking rad what they make you do, but it fucking sucks. Essentially, it's the same concept, but for like a good chunk of them, they make you, in order to master using two-handed swords, you have to do bamboo cuts with buttons that are only on the left side of the controller, and it's wild how much it makes you realize the disconnect is. Like, it's so much harder to do it with your hand that's not your dominant one. Okay, so my list. With 500 gold coins, I bought a Beastman Chief. I gave him a dagger and a mace, so he is total at 68 coins. Sorry, 68 GC, gold coins. I then bought a shaman, same thing, dagger, mace, puts him at 48 gold coins. Then I got two bestigors, both 45, here you guessed it, daggers and maces on both of them. So that puts them at 48, along with the shaman. Then I got one gore, which a gore is a, I guess I should explain these two for those of you who do not know what beastmen are. Beastmen are raiders. It's very tribal, it's very dog pack-esque. The chief is going to be, it's absolutely just animalistic, and I do love that, and we're gonna play in that realm a lot, which is where a lot of people are gonna be like, ooh boy, I wish I hadn't voted for Cat Boys. So the Beastman Chief is pretty much the one that is the boss, the one in charge. Underneath of them is going to be the shaman, who is more adjacent, still does what the chief tells them to do, but they are the direct line of communication to the gods. Bestigors are going to be like champions. They are going to be the toughest, strongest of the tribe. Gores are going to be the base. When you think of a beast man, you're probably thinking of a gore, which I have one gore, gave him a dagger and a mace. And then we have a minotaur. So the minotaur is really expensive. It's 200, so it's like more than double and then some, even our leader. So I just went the full 10 yards and gave him a halberd and a shield. So he is at 220 golden coins. And my thinking is, I'm really excited about the minotaur, so I really kind of want to get to play with him from the get-go as opposed to saving up. I did not go with a centaur, which is a centaur beast man, so like 4 legs and then upper body of a beast man. Let's see. Okay, math class. I also want to share one of the movie short films I liked recently. It's available here on YouTube. It's well if you're into horror. It's pretty short, didn't creep me out. It's Invisible 2, Chasing the Ghost Sound. All right, Invisible 2. I'll write that down. I'll write that down here. Invisible 2. Short film. Star recommendation. I'll take a peep at that. So we've got our Minotaur, Halberd, Shield, and then I got 2 Warhounds of Chaos. Don't worry, they have English subtitles. Hell yeah. Have any of you all watched Memories of Murder yet? If not, that's my recommendation. If you're like, hey, I'm going to watch one movie that Eli's going to recommend, that is, I mean, obviously, it's not my favorite movie, but it is one that it impressed me from a cinema standpoint more than any other movie I think has. Because I love a good noir film that's dark as fuck and like feels real. And there's not a moment of that movie that does not just feel real. It's just so, it's intense as hell. But it is Korean. It's subtitled. But hot damn, that's if you're like, hey, I'm going to listen to one recommendation of a movie. Come and See is Russian. Okay. Yes, I knew that. Because we looked it up yesterday. I've watched, I like Russian films. I mean, Hard to Be a God, Stalker, obviously, are fucking amazing. What, is it Solaris? Solaris? Solaris is the one that's Russian. It's based about a guy that they get to a planet. The planet can read your thoughts, and it keeps talking to him, making him think that his dead wife is down there, right? Maybe I'm thinking Polaris. I want to say it's Solaris, though. I know they did a remake of it that was nowhere near as good. Of course not. Don't worry, they have English subtitles. Come and See us in Russian. But yeah, so Beastmen. The Minotaur is the one that I've really been kind of jazzing on, which we're going to zoom in here. That way you can at least see what I'm drawing. And now I'm feeling really, really anxious because I'm afraid you guys aren't going to like my drawing. But we're going to work through it here. So a Minotaur. First and foremost, I'm just kind of going to put a little line there. I definitely want them to have hooved feet, despite being cats. Cats don't have hooves, but I think hooves are very important for the kind of look that I'm trying to do, which is very much a demonic kitty. So let's get some legs in here. We're going to go back and we'll clean this up. As with all things, you all know how I roll. But I often find whenever I'm trying to come up with an idea that drawing it out helps me, whether or not it looks good or not. It's more of just a concept. I like to do concepts. I love concept art. So Beastman. Legs. Gonna have a belt. You know he's got a kitty tail. Big, long kitty tail. Now these kitties are gonna be pretty hairless. Not much hair. I'm not the best artist. I know. Don't have to tell me. Okay, so some leggies. That's dark. Scream in my ear, Eli. Have you guys tried watching Asian horror movies, mockumentaries? Oh, you can sketch, Eli. Thank you. I have to use lines. Okay, so in my head, their heads, what does a Beastman cat's head look like? So, kind of like a kitty head. Got some real pointy ears. This is just starting to look like a bunny. That's not what we want, but again, we'll tighten it up. Now it kind of looks like a pig. Gotta have the goobies. Or it kind of like goes like this. They're not actually called goobies, but I've always kind of called them that. After someone asked, "Hey, what are those called?" and the girl I was with was like, "They're called goobies." And I was like, "That's not right," but I like that. Good on the spot thinking. So you're gonna have a big old eye. The face needs to be longer. It needs to be kind of pulled out. Not like that. And a nose. We want it to be kind of sharpish. And the goobies. That's where the whiskers come out. Kind of a mix between a dog and a cat right now. We'll fix that. Lots of teeth. Gotta get those big canines that they've got. And then the little human teeth. Maybe a little beard. On this side, it's going to have just a little bit of hair. Let me adjust that ear. Okay. So that's kind of the vibe that I'm thinking overall. Head shape of a kitty. Audrey's nice beastman who is a cat boy. Tobuscus adventurer, tiny minotaur. Did you know the kitchen done me was 18 years old? Oh, Jesus Christ. So this will be your next miniature piece soon. Yeah, so this is, I'm trying to come up with concept, like I need to get just at least a sketch. And this is going to be just kind of a reference of the head, and obviously it will definitely vary a little bit. I need to work that more, but again, it's just a concept. So like I don't want to do too much work. On getting it like really perfect, because I know it's just going to be a sketch. So like with all the commissions and stuff that I did, typically when I make something, I start out with a sketch. There would be Shankly's Call Door Leader that he posted on Instagram a while ago. That was my like first like real commission that like, and then Possum's commission, which I'm very happy with that. It looks quite like what we ended up with. That is the little sketch. It's very loose for the wires. What's its name? We're gonna work on that. We might do that first. Let's do it, because that might help us dial in a little bit more. So, busting out the old school shit. I'm gonna grab some dice. We're gonna need dice for what we're doing. But we're going to do, I've wanted to do something involving like the old Realms of Chaos stuff for a hot minute, because I always love working with them. Let me grab my dice rolling box. Oh yeah, I remember. Played a little bit of 1490 last night and killed Otto and threw him off the fucking castle. It was rad. He got what he deserved. But I gotta get my dice. And a little wintergreen. that kind of looks like a rat. I got to make its head a little bit more stocky, but there was a model that I don't remember if it was Tears of Isfin, Tim Molly, or it might have been the Phoenician. It might have been Jimmy, or it might have been Neil 101. One of them made a Beast Man that I really, really, really liked. And the head, it was based on a sorcerer, the Tzeentchian Chaos Sorcerer. So it had very thin, kind of avian kind of legs. And it was very pale and had big, long ears. And that honestly is kind of where all of my little cat boys, they were kind of like a nod to that. Because I absolutely loved the aesthetic that he did, but his did not have eyes. All of mine will have eyes, except maybe the shaman. The shaman might not have eyes. I like the idea of the shaman being completely blind, but is able to see, like, by different means. So, let's do the thing. Oh, yeah. Oh, thanks. Thanks. Just a quick little skibbity. Little skibby bibbity. Let's see. There's a spot in here. Demon weapons. How about demon names? Let me look at the context. Alrighty. 22. I went like 60 deep. 22. So, a D10 and a D20. Hey, now you guys can see what I'm rolling. Got a D20 and a D10. 12 and 3. 12. 1, 2, 3. Grin. That's good. So we've got Grin. 1 and 3. I'll keep that right there. I'll keep it right. Keep it right there. Okay. 1 and 3. Grin, 1, 3. Dreg. D-R-E-G. That's a 10, 17, and 10. 17, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sin. 5 and 1. Canker. So Sin, Grin, Canker, Sin, Dreg, Dregson. Dreg. Let's see. Servants of Slanesh, Followers of Chaos. I'm pretty sure there's another name generator that's not just for demons. That's demons' true names. How the system works. Maybe 66. It's generating a champion. Champion of Chaos. Any starting profile. Also reward them using the starting system. There's a lot of so many charts to roll on. And I think actually I might even be in the wrong book. I don't want to do a bunch of chaos gifts, but I might do that on 1 or 2 of them. Dominant chaos attributes. Sorry if this is not interesting to you guys. Wow, what's its purpose? So this, or the name. So do you mean what's its purpose? The character or the book? This book is one of the very first books. Let's see. Let me see if I can find the date on here. It might not be in here. It's an old book. Let's see. What year? Where's the year? Name. Come on, where's the name? That's weird. There's not a like, oh, hey, credits, that kind of stuff. Oh, wait, nope, it's over here. 1988. This book is as old as I am. Nope, that's when the cover art was done. This book was made in, it might be 88. It might be 88. Yeah, this book is as old as I am. That sounds right. Yeah, 1988 is when the copyright is from. So yeah, this book is as old as I am. I got this off of eBay from someone that was selling it. Their wife was selling it. And then this one, which actually looks like it's as old as it is from 1990. And this one's probably the one that I'm actually looking for because, hey, Beastmen follower tables, 288. That might be handy. Let's take a peek there. Yeah, the artwork in these is absolutely amazing. And this is what, when, yeah, Shankly was, okay. Heroes, Beastmen, Shamans, Minotaurs, Monsters, Other Followers. That might be handy. So this originally, like, this is the book on how to play games in which you are fighting each other, like in the realms of chaos. It has lots of rules for, that's a good Beastman. This is too. This is a very good Beastman picture. Is it one of your materials for concept making? Yeah, and absolutely. So like using these books and using tables often will help like generate ideas, and then you just kind of got to piece them together. I'm a big fan of that kind of stuff. I love charts, tables, all those things to roll on that just help you build more character into everything. Beastmen, types of beastmen, gores, brays, spawns, gaves, shamans, tunskins. But yeah, so essentially it's just a very old book that has lots of charts that can help you generate different things. For use, really at this point, just like character creation, because no one really plays this game. It's fucking wild. It is not streamlined in any way whatsoever. But this is back from the day where fantasy and 40k Warhammer were both interminglable. So it covers a lot of like really old lore about where things first started. But yeah, the art in here is absolutely phenomenal. We probably are just going to go with, I think that name is good. Now, chance of attributes and that's Beastman followers. I thought we had another name table here. These are equipment tables. I really could have sworn that we had another name generator in here. Creatures of Chaos. Nope. Emblems of Nurgle, Gifts of Champions, Champions of Nurgle, Power Axe. Okay. There's a really good old picture of Horus and the Emperor. That's a classic. There's a really rad diorama that someone made of this at Warhammer World. Any name generator other than that one? Not sure, but the art is always something that I use as a reference. Okay. Even when you listen to metal music, you're Argentine and shit. Yeah. See, my parents and I thought they were summoning demons. Oh yeah, yeah. There's some real demonic looking shit here. I want to say it's in. What I'm looking for is probably in a different book entirely. A book that came out later, and I no longer have it. Lords of Chaos, Marks of Chaos, Narrative Outlines, Casual Recovery, Champions of Chaos. Let's see, 44. Maybe there is a name generator here, but I'm feeling like it's not going to be. Champions of Chaos, the Mark of Chaos, the Warband, Champion's Fate, How to Create the Champion. Generate starting profile, Mark of Chaos, Champion's Ready. detailed plots. So yeah, it shows how to build out so much of the stuff as far as lore and background and whatnot. But demonic name, okay. Slave to Darkness. Yep. Okay. So names are pretty much just the demonic names that we have here. But that sounds good. We can make that work. It's 20 something. Yeah, demon use names. So again, greater demons have names that are longer than those of other demons. They're not a demon though. But this is the same kind of thing that they would use. So our Minotaur. The Minotaur, the idea for it's a gang of cat boys. The Minotaur is the largest and clearly the most powerful, like the strongest one in the group. But he's not the leader because it does not have brain power. It's just all brute, all brawn. But I really wanted it to kind of also be like, yep, it's clearly in charge of some things. So that's where the Warhounds come in. The Warhounds, I'm wanting them to be very clearly to look like they had like a human origin. So not the phase allegations. Mom, it's not a phase. I remember when a bunch of metal bands held a concert at the local park and my mom dropped me off and got concerned. Oh yeah, every single thing. She thought it was going to be family friendly, sing as a concert in the park. Yeah, everything that like I think my mom ever dropped me off on that was just like, hey, what are you doing? Just like, well, you're not gonna like it. A lot of demon looking shit. But yeah, so Grin Canker Dregson. Grin Canker Dregson would be good. Grin Canker Dregson. Essentially, that's just taking the 4 names that I rolled up and trying to put them into a different. Also, yeah, with this table, you can generate names for any type of demon. You may wish to select name elements for some. Demons of Slanesh, for instance, do not have names that are suggestive of violence, but ones which reflect their true interests in pleasure and depravity for its own sake. Whiplude, Suckthigh, Blue Dangle, and Flux Carnal, the Groper. Any combinations of names may be augmented by ling, and or suffixes, or by the, providing that they are applied intelligently. For example, Rutsate gives Rutsater, Gutsinu gives Guttersinu, while Maggotsporeling gives Maggotspore plus ling gets Maggotsporeling. Single or double words from the table can be added as a further description of a demon, as in Plague Vomit, the Drooling. Plague Vomit, the Drooling. Okay. So, Cankersin. Cankersin sounds kind of good. Sindrag. Grin Canker. Sindrag. Cankergrin. Sindrad Cankergrin. Sounds pretty good. Dragson Cankergrin. Dragson. Grin Canker Dragson. Dragson Cankergrin. I like that, I think. Dragson Cankergrin. Maybe, no, I don't like the 2 N's at the end. So we're probably going to do Grin Canker Dragson. I think that's it. Grin Canker Dragson. So the whole idea that I had with this was that the Minotaur, while being the strongest, most like animalistic bestial, easily would be able to kill the chieftain. It does not have the mental power. So you've got our chief. He's the top. The top. We've got a shaman off to the side, which is, the messenger of the gods. Messenger of the gods, who essentially is going to look very fucking weird. No eyes. I know I want that. No eyes. They probably are gone. Like they're empty sockets. Empty sockets. Lots of charms. Lots of charms and talismans. That's charms and talismans. Chief is the top. Underneath the chief, you've got the two Bestigors. Bestigors are constantly going to be trying to outdo one another to vie for dominance in the event that this guy dies. And then we've got our Gors, which Gors are pretty much, let's see, I used to love my bands and new metal bands when I was in 6th grade, and I realize I still love listening to them now. Occasionally every day. I feel bad for my mental health. Listen to lo-fi or rap. I listen to a lot of rap. Every now and then I do listen to heavy stuff though. Converge is one of my absolute favorite bands and always has been. So the Gors are going to be the basic, they're the basic members of the Cat Boys. Like, essentially you've got Cat Boys, then you've got really tough Cat Boys. Those are Bestigors. And then you've got the toughest Cat Boy, the one that's in charge of them all. That's the Chief. The Shaman is kind of off to itself. It's more of just like an emissary from the gods. It's the chosen one, so it's like obviously that one is not in the hierarchy of dominance. Our Minotaur, Grin Canker, Dregson. It's Minotaur. Because it is the most animalistic, I kind of looked at it that it's in its own little tab. While we've got the hierarchy of tops and bottoms in our beatsmen over here, and under here we have Ungors. Ungors are the most unviolent, more spiteful. They are going to be the most catty. In the sense that, like, savage, that kind of a thing, but they're not as muscular, not as big and beefy. They're much more akin to, like, yep, they would do little hunting in packs, and all of them would band together to, like, bring down bigger, more dangerous foes. The Minotaur, I kind of look at it as though, given that it is more animalistic, I would say that it's kind of like the dominant one over like the hounds, warhounds. So that's why I brought two warhounds. I brought two warhounds that are essentially the equivalent to this Minotaur's Bestigors or Gors. Like there would be a whole nother little hierarchy going on with these of, you know, vying to be the favorite. So it's almost like a harem. We're going to put that. The Minotaur's harem of warhounds. Which, the first thing that came to mind when I was drawing them or thinking about them in my head was I definitely want them to be very feline in look as opposed to dogs. So we're just going to put some little feet here. Again, just quick sketches, nothing too substantial. Little claws. But their arms, I wanted it to be very much taking a nod from frustration. I wanted them to have some kind of cage around them. Small spine. They're going to be very thin. Unhealthily thin. And I want them to look, though, as they at one point could have been human. But have become horribly mutated. So their mouth is going to be pulled out a little bit. Not really abiding by human or the cat boy kind of looks, but more of like a horrible mutation between the two. And that's just supposed to be just a very distended jaw where the face, clearly the top part of the skull is just kind of like grown in a way it's not supposed to. But the rest of the stuff did not grow with it. So yeah, and they are going to have one of those nice little frustration cages around, which keeps their arms up here, so they're kind of perpetually walking like this. And then they will definitely have humanoid-like kind of hands. With claws. This is going to have a little chain hanging off. That way it could kind of look like it was they were being held at bay by the Minotaur that they kind of swarm around. Okay, that looks real goofy, but it will look a lot better when I do it with my hands. I'm not a illustrator by any means. I use drawings simply for getting the idea out of my head to where I can kind of piece it together from here. Yeah, okay. Definitely want those little cat looks in the front, but then I want to have a good amount of gums kind of showing. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that already looks better. Okay, so very saber-toothed tiger-esque. The head needs to a little bit, but I'll fix that in the end. Man, it's 10:07. Okay, well, sorry guys, I did not mean to just talk. It's like the ants. As soon as the queen dies, they compete for pheromones to become the queen. Exactly. So yeah, exactly. The level of like animalistic like hierarchy of like dominating and subjugating one another is all about beastmen stuff. And a lot of the, you know, anytime beastmen are like dealt with in like 40k, my favorite is probably in Aaron Dembski Paladin's Black Legion books. But there are some beastmen that like are used as crew members as opposed to like just fodder, like you just send forward into the enemy as like a horde. But they essentially, he talks about how it's just like, oh yeah, you know, I shamed him. Tonight he will be, you know, others will come for him because they view him as being weaker now. So they talk about that. But yeah, this is kind of like just the hierarchy. I'm Grinkanker Dregson. That, I like that. Grinkanker Sindreg. I like Dregson. That's good. Grinkanker is also a very, very good name. But yeah, the idea is that essentially we've got two almost different kind of tribes. We have the more animalistic, and then we have just the savage, like animal, like side. The smarter versus just the pure animal instincts, but with a little bit of human malice in them. And that's kind of like what I'm trying to really dial in. And then you just top in all the psychosexuality of cat boys and just beastmen in general. and Slanesh, and I think we're going to have a lot of really awful things. Lots of hooks, lots of meat hooks, lots of piercings, skin pulled back and stuff. It's going to be real fun. So I'm going to scream. Ah! You all are going to love it. On that note, though, I do think that I'm going to stop here. I've got to pee, and I'm going to go start getting on all the stuff that I got to do today, which includes painting those things, getting this area cleaned up. I'm honestly debating on rearranging some stuff to make it kind of work smoother, and to make going from the shop to the studio where I actually am going to do filming and stuff easier for me. So, and not in the fun way. Why are you going to scream not in the fun way, Possum? Don't do it. I don't do it. No, don't do it. There's an energy drink company in my game that if you stop drinking it, your flesh flays. That's fucking rad. Oof. Oof. You don't want that to happen. Man, I'm really excited to build some cat boys now. Some awful little monsters. I'm not really happy with how this face looks, but I know that I can make it look like it needs to in my head, three-dimensionally, just not single dimensions. Thank you for your stream. Thank you guys. Sorry that my decorations were not as spoopy and as festive as I had hoped. I promise the next ones I gotcha. Because my boss came back to argue politics again and is not very smart. Oh no. All that sounds awful. And radioactive fruit that causes mutations. That sounds wonderful. But yeah, I think I'm going to stop here. Happy Halloween, my sweets. Have a good time. As always, your time is the most important thing that you have. So thank you guys so much for wanting to spend it with me. It truly means the world to me. Where the hell's my mouse? Oh, I turned this off so I could clean it. There we go. I think, yeah, it's just so Possum, Mowgli, Shankly, Star. I think that is everybody today. Everybody that was in chat, yeah. But thank you guys so much. Your time is the most important thing that you have. The fact that you like to spend it with me means the world to me. So until next week, take care of yourselves and each other. Sit pretty, and I will see you guys then. Thank you all again so much. As always, if you want to support me, you can do so at the link in the description. Just trying to make sure I say that. Just trying to cover all my bases. All right, guys. Thank you all again. No, ELU. All right. Bye, friends. Just to make sure. Yuri. Yes, I said Star. Wait, no, that's not Star. Yuri. My brain just broke for a second. Yuri, thank you so much. LOL. Hi. Hi. Sorry, I didn't mean to pop out. Yuri. Yes. My brain. I'm half asleep. All right. Love you guys. Bye, friends. Thank you all.